I'm giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem HaRachakodash, saying double honors to our apostles and elders, Harry Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the Lord's hopefully elect. So every now and then we do videos about certain people, certain figures in the world, in history, people today, celebrities, actors, actresses, sports, superstars, any famous individuals that we may know of or the world may know of. And what we like to highlight is that contrary to the world's knowledge, as the scripture says, the Most High have made the wisdom of this world foolishness. The wisdom of this world makes you believe that you can be half black, half white. You could be 20% Japanese, and you could be 30% Sudan, from Sudan. That's the worldly's knowledge. But when you go into the scriptures, you'll see that there's no such thing as black people. There's no such thing as white people. There's no such thing as being a half this and a half that. You are a nation. You come from a nation of people. And in particular, you can come from a particular tribe. So everybody on the planet goes back to one of Noah's sons, which was Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Now, the chosen lineage on Shem's side goes down to Arphaxad, goes down to Terah, which his son was Abraham, and Abraham had Isaac, right? And Isaac had Jacob and Esau, but the chosen lineage went to Jacob. That's why in the scriptures, the Most High Yahweh is known as the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay, Abraham had Ishmael. The Ishmaelites today are the so-called Arab people. So why isn't he known as the God of Abraham, Ishmael? Because the chosen lineage was to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So everybody on the planet goes back to one of those nations, and we know the chosen lineage are the Israelites from Jacob, his sons. Those people today are the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American people. That's the truth of the matter. You can even trace the Lord's lineage, who the world calls Jesus. His true name is Yahweh Shai. Matthew chapter 1, it gives you his lineage going back to King David, and it gives you all the list of the name of the fathers, because the man carries the seed, and that's your father's nationality that determines your nationality. And we like to highlight certain figures just to show proof that it's not about skin color with this. It's all about the spirit. And it's really the glory and the mystery of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai that the Lord set it up this way towards the end to reveal that mystery for multiple reasons. One is to show his power, and two is to show that it's about the spirit. And the Lord always dealt with the spirit. And another reason is to confound and to bring the proud Israelites to shame, the proud Jews who think that they're more special because of their appearance or because of their advantage they may have had growing up, knowing that they're Israelites, etc. You can read about that in the book of Acts. But Mr. Bob Ross, as the world people know, everybody knows Bob Ross. Okay, he's a lovable figure in the world, and he's left a very strong impact on a lot of artists and people who are just fans of his show and just fans of him. And what drew people to Mr. Bob Ross wasn't really so much his paintings. It was his spirit. Okay, he just had a calm, loving spirit. And just like, the Most High tells you, the scripture tells you the Most High is the Father and the author of all. And everything that he's given to us on the planet was a way for us to experience his joy because it's created by him. So being a parent, being a father, and that love you have for your children, that's the Lord gave us that as a joy to experience what he feels, right? Whether you got pets, you like whatever it is you like doing, you like singing, you like music, because he's the father and the author of it all. Okay, Yahweh Shai, which everything was created really by his son Yahweh Shai and the elect. But the Most High gets the glory because he gave him the blueprint. So when Yahweh Shai created all that, he's the ultimate author. He's the ultimate architect. and he shared that love he had, uh, well, with us. That's why we can be artists and whatnot, and then the Lord gets the glory in the midst of it. And Mr. Bob Ross here, he also had that spirit of loving and the joy of painting, and he took the time to teach that, and he did it all out of love. All those videos you see of him on PBS teaching, doing those videos of painting, he did all that for free, because for him it wasn't about the money. It was just about the joy, and he wanted to just bring everybody in to experience and to know the joy of painting. Okay. And like I said, it's his spirit that really drew him in, and obviously he was very skilled at what he did as well. But it wasn't so much the paintings. It was really because of him. And that type of spirit is a special one, only an Israelite who's a seed of God's chosen people can really leave that impact on the people of the world. Okay. A great teacher as well. And Bob Ross is an Israelite, right? And here's what you find out regarding his family or his history. And like I said, we're really just going to go with the father. It said Bob Ross was born on October 29th, 1942 in Daytona, Florida. Okay, we know what Florida, the history of Florida dealing with the Israelites. It said his dad, Jack, was a carpenter and a Cherokee Indian. Now, I don't know what his father looks like, but this information here is evidence that I didn't even need to know that this man's an Israelite, because I could tell by his spirit. Now, the Cherokee Indians descend from those were the Northern Kingdom, right? Gad, the tribe of Gad was known as North American Indians, or what you call Native Americans, as well as Reuben, which are the Seminole Indians. And they have, different tribes, like you got the Navajo tribe, you got the Cherokee, all those. So there's a strong chance that Bob Ross was either a Gadite or a Reubenite or one of the Northern Kingdom tribes. But either way, he was an Israelite. Okay, now if you're so stuck on looks, then you're going to look at him and say, oh, he was just a white guy, right, who liked to have his hair in the afro because he had the permit, to get. And why do you think he did that? Because the spirit resonates with an Israelite. Okay, Bob Ross is an Israelite. I'll just read the scriptures here. I'll just read two, because regarding the scattering, there's many scriptures in the book that tell you about how the Lord will punish the Israelites by way of scattering them across the four corners. And what would happen is, when we were scattered, not only did we have to serve them and serve their gods, of course, we would eventually lose our heritage and our nationality, and it could be done in a simple generation or two generations. But the men would then mingle with the women and have children, and your child can actually come out having all the phenotypes of the woman, and then that child will grow up in the land of Moab, and that child would actually think that he may be a Moabite, or she may be a Moabite, and he or she may only speak the Moabite language, may not know nothing about Hebrew or whatever it is, but their spirit is going to reveal that they are an Israelite. Especially in Japan, there's countless videos of so-called people in Japan who suffered the curses of being an Israelite. I never fit in because of my skin. I never fit in because of my hair. I got woolly hair. My great grandfather was Benjamin. He was a Jamaican, and I grew up. There's Jakes over there now that can only speak Japanese, but because they look like an Israelite, they stand out, and they can't understand why they could never fit in. It's because they're Israelites. All right. And part of the glory was that the Lord will wake up an elect number of Israelites scattered from all four corners, who may look like the other nations, but they're going to come to the realization that they are indeed Israelites, for his glory, and to put to shame the Israelites who boast in the outward appearance. Okay. Ezekiel 36:17 says, Son of man, when the house of Israel dwelt in their own land, they defiled it by their own way, and by their doings. Their way was before me as the uncleanness of a removed woman. Wherefore I poured my fury upon them for the blood that they had shed upon the land, and for their idols wherewith they had polluted it. And I scattered them among the heathen, and they were dispersed to the countries. According to their way and according to their doings, I judged them. So they were scattered. And there's many scriptures. I'll just read one more, because the glory in all of this is that the Lord is going to wake them up to those who are Israelites, and it's going to be revealed through the Spirit that they indeed are Israelites, and they're going to be saved. But nonetheless, we bring out these examples to show that this is what the Bible teaches. You can't just go off outward appearance. It's not about skin color. It's about the Spirit. Once you know the history, you got to know the history to understand the mystery, as the Apostle Tahar says. Zechariah chapter 10, verse 9, it says, "And I will sow them among the people, and they shall remember me in the far countries, and they shall live with their children and turn again." And that's happening as of right now. But that's the Lord saying, and he's talking about Ephraim here. Ephraim is the father. Ephraim is the leader of the northern kingdom. The northern kingdom represents the so-called Latin tribes, as we say. Ephraim being the so-called Puerto Ricans. So all the way to the Native American Indians, to the Seminole Indians, all the way to the Mexicans, he was the leader. So Gad, Reuben would be considered Northern Kingdom. So when the Lord judged Ephraim, that includes judgment for the whole Northern Kingdom tribe. So he said, "I will sow them among the people, and they shall remember me in far countries." So the curse was that we would be scattered. And like I said, you would come out looking like the other nations. Now, Bob Ross' father was Cherokee Indian, and he went and got him a few wives actually, and they looked like so-called white people. They looked like Edomites. And he has a son. He has a few children, and just that quick, now they look like, you could say they look like Edomites, but the Spirit reveals that they are Israelites. The book of Romans 8, verse 16, "The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of Yahweh." It's the Spirit that reveals that we are the children of Yahweh. Many people would say that Bob Ross is very loved and he's a special spirit and a special man. Well, that's because he is an Israelite. He's a seed of Jacob. He loved nature. He just loved the earth. He just loved things for how they are. Everything he did was out of love for the world. Okay, he had pet squirrels, right? He did everything out of love. And he just spread the joy, and what the Lord blessed him with the gift to see the joy in painting. He's an Israelite. Okay? And then he got wrong towards the end of his life, because, and this is how you know there's similarities, right? He made a deal with the devil, which he didn't know was the devil at the time. Okay, the Kowalskis, some Amalekites, essentially robbed him and his family of his likeness, his name, and his image. And everything you see that's being sold, his face and name on it, his family gets nothing of it. And those devils fought to claim his name and take what was left for his children for themselves. So their family was basically robbed of everything that he worked for, because he made a deal and a pact with the devil, which he didn't know was the devil at the time until the end. Now, guess what? The scripture says, "Never trust thine enemy." But he didn't know that wasn't the enemy. He took her in and made a business deal because she was grieving the loss of her son. Her name was Annette Kowalski, and her husband, Walter Kowalski, who was an FBI agent. They're Amalekites from the seed of from Esau. All right, Amalek is the J double O's. All right, thieves, rats. And she was grieving her son, and he took her in and made a deal with her, and then in the end, they backstabbed him. That's exactly what Gad did when the Edomites, Christopher Cologne, came over here, and that's exactly what they did. They welcomed him in with open arms, showed him how to survive, sold him on the land, and what did they do? They got backstabbed, stabbed in the back. Okay, that's how you know that man's a Jake. All right, but the Lord will avenge him and his family, and in the kingdom of heaven, the Lord's going to raise him back up, and he's going to have that family as his slaves for him and his children forever. I believe that. Okay, but you don't have to believe it. I believe it. Other brothers damn sure believe it. Okay, I know Elder Uriah, Chicago, damn sure believes it. And we didn't need to see it. You don't need to see this proof to know. But Bob Ross indeed is an Israelite, and he's just one of many examples out here that you can't go off of physical appearance to know that they are Israelites, or to say that, oh, he's not one of us, when his spirit reveals that he indeed is one of us. You show me some other, you go show me an Edomite, okay, a so-called white person who's as lovable as Bob Ross, did all these good things, right? Didn't ask for a dime, right? Just wanted to spread love and joy and earn himself a great name, and in the end suffered of the curses from somebody else, and that's in the curses as well. You can't find it. All right. Bob Ross is an Israelite. Shalom.